Hey y'all, I'm Mickey Gousset. Welcome back to another unscripted video. So I had a question a couple of weeks ago on one of my videos. I think it was the one about creating your first custom GitHub Copilot agent, where they asked, how do you make secrets and variables available to the custom agent? So I started playing around with that a little bit today, and I wanted to show you what I found out. Now it's all documented in the docs, and I'll link the docs in the description below. But I thought we'd kind of walk through it and explain how it works. Now, the first question you may ask is, why do I want my agent to have access to variables and secrets? Well, it could be you're asking your agent to do something where it needs to go access something where it needs that variable or that secret, or you're having your agent build you a script maybe, and you want it to be able to test the script with the secrets of the variables that you've said that need to be in the script. It could be a variety of different reasons why you want the agent to have that access. But let me show you how you grant that agent access. So let's switch over. And here we are in our YouTube agents repository, which I'll also link in the description below. And the first thing I want to do is show you the script we're going to use and prove that right now it can't access anything because there are no actual variables for it to access. So if we open up a new tab here and we go to github.com/DevOpsElvis and we go to YouTube agents. If we go to settings and we go to secrets and variables, then you can see I have some organization level secrets that have been created. No repository secrets. I have some organization level variables that have been created and no repository variables. And these secrets and variables are used by GitHub Actions, but also can be used by Copilot Coding Agent. So first thing let's do is let's look at a script. So let me pull up the script here. So I have a bash script that I want to run inside a Copilot Coding Agent session to confirm whether it can access a variable called var1 or a secret called secret1. So this bash script basically checks to see if var1 exists, meaning that can Copilot Coding Agent access an environment variable called var1? And if it can't, then it writes out it's not set. If it can, then it writes out it can access it, but it's not going to output the value. And the same with secret1. So this script right now, since I don't have var1 or secret1 declared anywhere, should return back with red X's for both. So let's grab this code. Let's go back over to our repository. Let's go up here to agents. And let's just create a new session. And I'm going to say, please run this script. I want to see if you can access variables and secrets. And I'm going to paste in the script. And we'll make sure we're running this with just our straight up Copilot and go. So let's let this run for a second. It won't take too terribly long. But what we expect for it to do is to come back and tell us that those variables don't exist because they don't exist yet. And then we're going to look at how you actually create those variables and where you create those variables so that you can access them from your Copilot Coding Agent. I find it interesting how that works. It's going to be pretty interesting to show it to you. But here we go. We're going to run it. and the output. var1 is not set, secret1 is not set. So it could not access the variables. Perfect, that's exactly what we wanted. So how do we create variables that can be accessed by Copilot Coding Agent? Well, what you do is you create what's called an environment. Now, if you know anything about GitHub Actions, GitHub Actions is GitHub's workflow automation system. You can use it for CI, CD, a bunch of other stuff. Got a lot of videos on the channel about it. But you can define environments, and environments are a way of basically being able to say a job in GitHub Actions doesn't run unless these things are true. Or you can create variables and secrets in that environment that only a job targeting that environment can access. So what you get with Copilot Coding Agent, in order to create variables and secrets that Copilot Coding Agent can access, is you need an environment with the special name of all lowercase Copilot. So there we go, right there. So if we go into this special environmentally named Copilot, or special environment named Copilot, then we have all the things you would normally have in an environment. But we also have the ability to define environment secrets and environment variables. And because we're doing this in an environment named lowercase Copilot, those are going to automatically show up in to Copilot Coding Agent as environment variables that they will be able to access. So for example, we can add a secret, and I think we called it secret1. And this is my super secret secret. And then we are going to add a variable, and I think we called it var1. var1. And we're going to call this YouTube Rocks. So now in our environment called Copilot, we have added an environment secret called secret1 and an environment variable called var1. So if we go back over here to our agent that ran the script previously for us and didn't find anything, I'm going to tell it to run the script again. You'll notice it's saying to make these available, you need to configure them in the repository or the organization settings. That's not completely true. You can configure them in the repository settings, but they need to be in an environment. Well, that's also not completely true. So this is one way to do it. The way I'm showing you right now is one way to do it. And it's what I would consider the appropriate way to do it. It's how it's documented in the documentation, to create the Copilot environment and create the secrets and variables in that environment. I'll come back and show you the other way to do it here in just a moment. But now you can see those variables now do exist. So the variables and the secrets now do exist. So var1 is accessible and secret1 are now both accessible. So by creating that environment named Copilot and then creating the variables and the secrets in that environment, that is one way that I can make variables and secrets available to Copilot Coding or Copilot Cloud Agent. Now the other way you can do it, and I'll create a different video on that some other time, is you can add a Copilot setup steps.yaml workflow file to your repository. And this is a workflow file that every time Copilot Coding Agent spins up, this is going to run, and you can use this to preset stuff in where Copilot Coding Agent is going to be running. So for example, in this step, you could pull repository or organization level secrets and variables and add them as environment variables to the environment that then Copilot Coding Agent is going to run in. So that is a second way that you could do this. And I'll create a second video to go along with this one to show you how to use the Copilot Setup Steps YAML. It can be used for a lot more than just creating environment variables. You can use it for things like setting up MCP servers, or in fact, if you watch my Jira video where I'm creating a Jira ticket and then building the software based off the Jira ticket, I do have a Copilot Setup Steps YAML in that video that helps to set up the MCP server that we're going to be using. But there you go. That's it. The easiest way to do it: create an environment called Copilot in your repository and add the environment variables and the environment secrets to it. If you don't want to necessarily set this up or if you don't want to create environments in your repositories for whatever reason, then you do have the option of using that Copilot Setup Steps YAML, but that's takes a little bit more work. All right, hope this was helpful. Let me know if you liked it. Let me know what else you want to see information on around Copilot AI and GitHub, and I'll do my best to provide it. Thanks for watching.